no face, no case. You feel me? You feel me?
No Face Crypto just dropped another video. We're fucked. Who the hell is this guy?
Can't see me, but feel my mind. No Face Crypto, phantom protocol. Standing tall while empires fall. Central chains can't cage it all. Unshaken faith I break.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the No Face Crypto channel. What is your face no case? You feel me? Stay tuned for later in the video when I show you guys how to get started on your own DeFi flywheel when it comes to XRP, FXRP, and STXRP. Lock in right now or get locked the fuck out. I promise you guys do not want to miss this.
You seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Before I go ahead and jump into the video, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to all of you guys who have subscribed, dropped comments, and support the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys realize this, but I just realized this. We are in the top 1% of faceless YouTube channels. The vast majority of faceless channels go corrupt, cooked, basically, before they hit 100 subscribers, right? We are at over 300 subscribers, and we are now proving the concept of faceless crypto channels. I know there's some big ones out there, but I haven't seen any real new ones on the map. We're popped up now, guys. So I just want to say a quick thank you for everyone who has subscribed to this channel so far. Big thanks to come 100%. Links in the description below, guys. I now have music, SoundCloud, and Audius. Album is dropping around Christmas time, guys. I know some of you guys have been asking for some music, so I threw some shit together. We are dropping a little bit of a banger around Christmas time. Link in the description below. Go ahead and drop a comment if you guys want to say anything. But thank you guys for subscribing to the channel, and here's a little thank you clip that I made. I thought it was kind of funny.
Came from the shadows, built a brand with no face. Now we blowing past channels that been stuck in one place. We expose every scam, leave the truth in your space. Every fraud getting cooked, somebody say grace. Amen.
Just one quick announcement before we go ahead and get into the video, guys. We are going live at 500 subscribers, so make sure you go ahead, tap in, and turn them bells on. You feel me? Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so in today's video, we're going to be discussing crypto DeFi flywheels, and in this specific example, we're going to be discussing XRP, FXRP, and STXRP. But before we even dive super deep into the crypto flywheel, and because we are on the cutting edge of what is about to happen to cryptocurrency, we have the great and grand opportunity to be able to discuss this and learn this as it goes, because we can't in full implement any of these ideas yet. We can really get like a few steps in, right? So essentially, here is what we are going to talk about here. All right. In order to do this, first things first, you need XRP. Sorry for my drawing, okay? This is your XRP, okay? Then, in order to really get started in this flywheel, you need FXRP, okay? Then, you need to go over to STXRP, which is what we're going to be doing for you guys. Now, before we can even do this, all right, we need to be able to acquire low risk XRP. So, how do we do this? For the purpose of this video, we're going to be discussing steps 1 through 3, which are very, very simple, and everyone should be able to understand this. Okay. Now, we are expanding to steps 5 and 6, but in order to do that, we need the technology to advance. Essentially, we need phase 2 to happen with Firelight, and a few different DeFi opportunities to open up with Firelight specifically, and I will tell you guys exactly why this is important in just a second. This is the perfect time to be learning about this, and that's all I really have to say here. Let's go ahead and get into the example, and I'll try my best to explain the first 3 steps here in the simplest way possible. All right, so for step 1 in this process, guys, we need to acquire a very base level of low risk, almost risk free XRP. All right. There's one way, in my opinion, right now to do this, and this is not financial advice. All right. I'm just telling you guys what I am doing personally. So let's go ahead and talk about that very quickly. You hear that? That's the sound of the Gemini XRP card. This card has existed for many years, but they had just done a marketing push on XRP specifically. And I have to let you guys know I did acquire this personally for one reason in specific, right? Oh, let's earn some free shitcoin. Everything changed when they allowed you to earn XRP for your purchases regularly on cards. And at this point, I'm sitting here looking at my banking app and I'm like, you know what? The one credit card I had did not have any type of specific rewards attached to it, guys. Me personally, I have never wanted a credit card. I don't like the idea of credit scores. I don't like the idea of holding debt. I used to pay cash for every single thing I ever owned. And I still do pretty much. But when this card was introduced, I copped immediately. And I'm going to show you guys an example of exactly what I mean and why this is so good for stacking up free XRP. But this is basically my risk-free source of XRP for my DeFi flywheel. All right, guys, keep in mind I have to black out some things that, I don't want getting out there. But basically, essentially, here we are earning 4% on gas, 3% on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on everything else. And that is at base level. But as you can observe on my screen here, I've just made some purchases today. I've done this, many times already, and I've started to earn 5% back in XRP. So for what was about $40 worth of purchases, I did end up earning about 1 XRP. I consider that extremely good. Extremely good. And so I'll show you guys another picture right now. All-time earnings as of right now is just $20. I don't use this card a lot. I don't use credit a lot. I use it for gas and groceries, and I've only had it for like a month or two. But I've already earned $20 in XRP. And so what I did with that is, because there's about 10 XRP and I can mint an FXRP with that, I matched that with my own dollar cost average of about $20 as well. And so what I am doing here is I am matching the free XRP I am getting off of rewards from Gemini. Okay. And I'm going to be transferring out that XRP into my Bifrost wallet, which will be starting the gasoline for my DeFi flywheel. All right. So we have the Gemini XRP rewards plus a matching percentage of mine. And once that happens, boom, 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 smash them together. That is your gasoline that is going to let this car run, ladies and gentlemen. This is about the best base you can build for a DeFi flywheel. It is absolutely risk-free. I think that is beautiful. I think people need to consider this because I'm basically risking nothing. I don't have to match those rewards, but I'm basically risking nothing to start something in DeFi. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. So here we go. We can go ahead and draw in, guys. All right, guys, we can go ahead and do the math for this later in another video when things get a little bit more established. But essentially, right, we have your Gemini card right here. Let's just pretend this is a debit card, guys. You know what I'm saying? And this percentage rewards is coming back into your wallet with XRP. All right. Free XRP. It doesn't get better than that. Now, this would be different if it was another asset that Gemini is offering, and you can change up these assets. But why would I want rewards in any other asset but XRP at this point? Knowing what I know, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, guys. So now that we have acquired some free, risk-free XRP, what we now need to do is transfer this into FXRP. Now, guys, I do apologize for my autistic abilities, but all right, here we go. We have step one. You're getting your free rewards off of your XRP card, and you are basically, you can match that if you want to. If you don't have to, but you transfer this out into a Bifrost wallet, where you then turn that XRP that is risk-free into FXRP, and then you mint it. You mint everything into FXRP essentially. But this is how it is done, basically risk-free. And this concludes step 1. Step 2 is to officially mint FXRP, but we can kind of just include it all into step 1 here. Let's go ahead and make that transfer, and I will show you guys how to mint very quickly one more time.
Does that make ketchup?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
All right, guys, so very quickly here, we are going to go ahead and mint some F assets. We're going to go ahead and also take a look at our Bifrost wallet at the end of this as well. But we can see we already have 55 FXRP, and this is ready to deploy into Firelight the second we have the opportunity and they increase the cap. There are some things you can do with your FXRP to gain yield on it momentarily while we wait, but we can go ahead and get into that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and print very, very quickly here. So this will allow us to print 1 FXRP as of right now. We'll just do this as a test for you guys, and this is the last time I will show you guys how to mint, because this is becoming almost common knowledge at this point, and we will not need to go through all this bullshit very, very soon here. So it doesn't matter which agent you use. I just click on Bifrost because it's Bifrost. But if you go to something that has a bunch of free lots, like something like this, it should kind of mint a little bit faster, if I don't recall. But I do not believe it matters. So in this case, we will just use Bifrost since we are using the Bifrost wallet. Not that it matters. All right, let's go ahead and mint. Now it's going to have me sign off on my Bifrost wallet to approve of this, which we will do. Boom, boom, boom. We'll pay the flare fee. Done. Done. And it's going to have me send 10 XRP over. I'll sign another transaction, and there we go. This should take a few minutes, and I will let you guys know when that prints. We should have about, I think, 65 FXRP when this is completed. All right, here we can observe the Bifrost wallet, and we also can observe on the Flare screen, we now have 65 FXRP. This is where things get pretty interesting, guys. Now, keep in mind, I have 6 XRP here ready to go, and I have another 10 on my Gemini account waiting to settle from my mashing DCA. So that takes about 4 to 5 days. Keep that in mind if you are doing this yourself. But this is something that is very doable for the average person, and I think everyone needs to consider this when looking into DeFi with XRP. Now that we have this 65 Flare, what do we do with it, guys? There's a few options. I'm going to go ahead and add this clip in after the recording of the video, but I did want to show you guys another option for your FXRP while it is sitting dormant, waiting to go into the Firelight protocol as the cap has been hit currently. Now, I do not recommend this. This is not financial advice, but I'm just showing you guys what is possible while you go ahead and print, mint FXRP, and wait for more DeFi opportunities to pop up. So we can see here, we are able to supply FXRP. We can see my 65 FXRP balance here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just supply 10. You can use as collateral, or you can click on or off. But basically, if I were to click on enable FXRP as collateral, each asset uses collateral increases your borrowing limit. Please be aware that collateralized assets can be liquidated if your health factor goes to 0. I do not want to be liquidated, and I do not want to use my own XRP as collateral. So we're going to keep this clicked off, but I am going to hit approve and supply and just kind of see what happens here. All right, this is going to let you guys know what options there are for you. So we are confirming supply transaction. All right, tokens applied. 10 FXRP has been supplied here. All right, and so we should be gaining FXRP back in yield of some sort, guys. So we can go ahead and take a look here. Hold on now. I'm not too comfortable with this yet, so I'm not too, here we go. So you can see here my total supplied value, right? All right, guys, so in order to avoid, remember, guys, we are not taking collateral at this time, so we did not click the collateral button. But as you can see here, my FXRP is earning a 4.7% APY here. Now I can withdraw this at any point, but we're going to go ahead and let this sit for a little bit and just see how these APY plays out. But I do think this is a very solid option while we're sitting around waiting, guys. At any moment, I can go ahead and turn on this collateral button and receive USDT for putting this up as collateral. This is just a test, but this is another option for you guys in step 1, 2, or 3, basically to put your FXRP to work instead of just going straight into Firelight. Now, this is not financial advice. I would say I personally am probably going to go straight into Firelight and do this with the STXRP, but this is an option. I wanted to make you guys aware. You feel me? But in my case, in my Flywheel, I am considering putting it directly into STXRP instead of trying to do anything with FXRP. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and explain that in the next clip and why that is important. So why would I just put my FXRP straight into Firelight with step 3 instead of trying to take FXRP directly and gain yield off of it that way? Very, very good question. Thank you guys for asking. So step 3, all right, this is realistically step 1. This is realistically step 2, where you acquire the FXRP. And now when we go to Firelight, we are now on step 3. All right. I am sorry for the rating, guys. I am left-handed in real life, so this is very awkward for me. All right. Imagine step 3 is Firelight, guys. Why is it better to put FXRP directly into Firelight instead of trying to gain yield off of XRP that way? Well, Flare is not Flare or FXRP. Even though it is wrapped, it is not natively a yield-bearing asset, right? It's not a liquid stake token like STXRP is. So when you have FXRP by itself, the only real way to gain yield off of that are high-risk methods such as liquidity pools, which you have to stay on top of 24/7, or you can also use that FXRP as collateral and take that collateral and use that as DeFi. Into DeFi instead, which is all overly complicated. It's kind of bullshit, and I don't think that's a great idea for anyone. You guys are not here to use. I'm not putting anything up for collateral. I'm generating more is what I'm trying to do here. So that is why we're going to Firelight first, because Firelight takes your Flare, aka your FXRP, and allows you to gain yield on that, and then in return they give you the liquid staking token, which is representative of your FXRP, which you can then do DeFi with that coming very, very soon. So I hope that kind of explains very quickly why it makes a lot more sense to go straight into Firelight, which by the way is an insurance protocol, instead of taking your FXRP and going into something stupid like a liquidity pool, which we can do later on step 4. We can explore higher yield opportunities on step 4 with our STXRP, but let's lock down that solid yield in Firelight first, which we are receiving, guys. We have about 1,100 tokens for Firelight. So this is all kind of developing as we are making videos, as we are learning about it. But I am on the cutting edge for you guys. And so in my opinion, okay, let's skip Firelight should be your first step after minting FXRP. If you want to do higher risk, you're more than welcome to, and that is something I will probably be exploring a little bit later. But in terms of a low risk guaranteed yield, this is how you start it. All right, you get first off low risk XRP, low risk FXRP, and you take that FXRP and you mint it into STXRP. You are then gaining yield off of your FXRP without giving up any of your assets, and you are then able to take the XRP, STXRP, and deploy it into different DeFi protocols to gain a higher yield on step 4, in which we are patiently waiting for. We are waiting patiently for step 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a faux.
A what? A faux?
A faux. 444.
What sandwich?
The junior bacon, please.
Okay. What's your drink?
Okay, because what happens when Firelight goes into phase 2, they introduce new yield vaults, and so you can natively on Firelight deploy STXRP to gain even further yield right then and there. But that is just one thing that is happening. They're bringing STXRP yield to multiple platforms on Flare. You will be able to use STXRP anywhere. You are able to use FXRP. So that is what makes this very, very huge. Essentially, we're going super, super, super low risk here. And we're just trying to learn, basically. But I think this is a very, very good opportunity for many people to take advantage of. Very low risk. And I think there's money to be made here, to be completely honest. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for this video. I just want to let you guys know where my head is at. And so this can be kind of a base of DeFi coming up. But this is kind of phase 1, test 1, step 1 in building this flywheel. And I do believe that Firelight is a proper step 1 here for absolute minimum risk, which everyone in the XRP army and XRP community understands me when I say this. Y'all don't want to risk any of your XRP. I understand that. You don't want to risk your main bags. I know. All right. So in this way, you're not even touching that. And I think that is amazing. We're going to go ahead and take one more look at the crypto bubbles for the day. We're looking okay. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Keep in mind, guys, we have a lot of big news coming in the next few weeks, and I will go ahead and let you guys know about that in future videos. Make sure you guys tap in, drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. You feel me?
Breaking news. The fall of Bitcoin is near. Charts are in free fall, confidence is shattered, and wallets are bleeding red. But there is one person who can save you. No Face. Subscribe now or be left waiting for the next train.
I'm the cipher inside the system, encrypted rhythm, algorithmic wisdom. Bankers panic when I twist the prism, cause I decentralize the mechanism. Ledger lock, my code immaculate. Truth so sharp it decapitates. No fiat fate, lie emancipate. XRP flow, recalibrate. Invisible king with a digital throne. Phantom of finance, flesh and bone. I rise from data, self-made, self-known. Unshaken, I move in the zone. They manipulate, I meditate. They inflate, I innovate. They speculate, I educate. I'm the glitch they can't eliminate. Raw res crypto, masked in motion, riding the wave like quantum motion. XRP devotion, pure explosion. Phantom of finance, fully raw res crypto. Chain reaction, breaking control, pure satisfaction. No middleman, just interaction. Rebel of rhythm, blockchain faction. From Tokyo ticks to London trades. My name echoes in crypto raids. I'm the anomaly markets crave. Silhouetted in code, I misbehave. Monetary matrix, I override. Quantum ink where the truth can't hide. They kneel to debt, I walk with pride. No face crypto, decentralized guide. Every drop of fun, I distill the flame. Every smear campaign fuels the game. They'll remember the ghost, not the name. Cause legends don't chase, they claim. Go, ledger ignite. Phantom in flight. Max so bright. Can't see me, but feel my mind. No face crypto, phantom protocol. Standing tall while empires fall. Central chains can't cage it all. Unshaken faith, I break the wall. No face crypto, so immortal. Through digital doors, I breach the portal. Untraceable force, transtemporal. Phantom of finance, suiting and racks. No face crypto. No banks, no borders, no masters. Just vision and velocity. The world's asleep, but the phantom never rests street.